Hello and welcome. This is Dr. Mohammed Shaukat Ansari from your lovely channel Learn English with Shaukat Ansari. In this teaching video, I am going to outline the importance of sentence patterns in English. My dear lovely viewers, it's really a style, a skill to frame sentences in English. And in this video, my concern is with simple sentences, how to frame simple sentences in English in course of writing or in course of speaking, making conversation. This is Dr. Mohammed Shaukat Ansari, and this is a presentation to improve sentence formation skills, and this is a grammar special presentation, and the topic is, as I have told you, sentence patterns in English. You are watching Learn English with Shaukat Ansari, and take it as a reminder, a gentle reminder that you please subscribe to this channel and make this channel a hit among learners of English. Among those students who are eager to improve, to enhance English language skills. Here, undulating rules pertaining to framing sentences, pertaining to building sentences in English. I used to receive queries from my students, from those who are eager to improve English, and they fear that they lack skills in English. For them, the key to success is to focus on goals, not obstacles. You need to focus on your goals and not hindrances or obstacles. And you must believe that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So you begin your step, you begin your initiative, you begin to learn, and you speak English, you write English, you read English, and you listen to English. So slide number 1. In English, our sentences usually operate using a common pattern that's subject, verb, then object. Subject comes first, then comes verb, then comes object. The nice part about this type of structure is that it lets the reader or listener easily know who is doing the action and what the outcome of the action is. Subject plus verb plus object. And here I am adopting a strategy that I am making pauses between slides so that you can be able to understand and you can be able to write down the important or significant points associated with the teaching video, with the topic of the teaching video. Now the question is, what's a subject? Very common phenomenon. noun or pronoun used in the beginning of a sentence, maybe one word, maybe two words, maybe more than one word. It is subject. Hence, a subject performs the action in a sentence. For instance, in the sentence, Matt reads a book. Here, Matt is the subject because he is the one reading a book. Take another example. Jack eats pizza. Very simple example. Jack is the subject here because he is the one eating the pizza. It means this illustration says that a subject always performs the action in a simple sentence or in sentences. Now the question is, what's a verb? Very basic galaxy of ideas pertaining to the sentence patterns I am trying to present for your cognitive purposes, for your learning purposes. And certainly this will enhance your proficiency in English language skills. And I must tell you that my each video is meant for, categorically meant for, slow learners or simple learners. And my each video tries to address to the pertinent question how to improve English, how to improve English language skills, I mean grammatical rules or spoken English strategies. So what's a verb? A verb is a word that usually indicates some type of action. There are two basic types of verbs in English: action verbs and linking verbs. There are two types of verbs in English. First is action verb and second is linking verb. Now, the question is, what's an action verb? We use write, wrote, written, writing, writes. This is an action verb. An action verb represents something the subject of a sentence does, whereas a linking verb connects the subject to a specific state of being. In other words, a linking verb describes a subject instead of expressing an action. Linking verbs are also known as state of being verbs, helping verbs, or auxiliary verbs. It's now clear linking verbs are also known as state of being verbs, helping verbs, auxiliary verbs, and the most common one in English is the verb to be. So four terms can be used for linking verbs, that is helping verbs, auxiliary verbs, or verb to be, and state of being verbs. So we have two types of verbs: action verb and linking verb. Linking verbs are is or are or am or has or have or had, etc. Will or shall also. If we consider the above sentence again, Jack eats pizza. The verb is eats here, which is an action verb because it tells us what Jack does, he eats. Suhan writes a book. Here the verb writes shows an action and it tells us what Sohan does. It means he writes. So any action being performed is action verb, and very commonly we use in our English sentences eat, like, go, read, write, play, etc. Now take another example, another sentence in support of clarifying linking verbs. Here the example is Matt is hungry. Here our verb is, which is a form of to be, a linking verb. Notice here how Matt does not do anything in this sentence. Instead, the verb is describes how Matt feels. He feels hungry. Here is a linking verb and it links Matt with hunger. So there is a synthesis between Matt and hunger, and the synthesizing verb is. So I think the idea is very clear to all of you. And I'm giving you a galaxy of sentence building patterns. Now, next slide. What's an object? I have told you subject comes first, then verb. Verb is clear. Two types of verb. And now object. What's an object? An object usually appears after the verb. An object usually comes after the verb. I mean the action verb, the principal verb. There are two types of objects in English language. The first is direct object and the second is indirect object. Now here you have to understand the difference between direct object and indirect object. A direct object takes or receives the action of the verb. In other words, the subject of the sentence acts on the direct object. The direct object in our sample sentence, Jack eats pizza, is pizza. Jack eats what? It's pizza. So there is a relationship between Jack, his eating, and the word pizza. So action between Jack and pizza, and the action is eating. So this pizza is here direct object. So I think you are following me. There are two objects, direct object and indirect object. Now next slide. Let's try to grasp what does indirect object mean, or what is the function of indirect object, or what is meant by indirect object. An indirect object tells us to whom or for whom an action is done. To understand this concept, we need to come up with a longer sentence. But here again, I am giving you a simple sentence, and our sample sentence is Jack cuts the pizza for Nate. Sohan reads English for competitive exam. Jack cuts the pizza for Nate. In this sentence, a special sentence, our subject is Jack and our verb is cuts. The direct object is the pizza and our indirect object is Nate. The pizza is cut for whom? It is for Nate, because Jack cuts the pizza for him. I think the distinction between direct object and indirect object is presented and projected for you, and you have understood. Believe me, my each step is to sharpen your English language skills. And this session is going on, and it is based on accuracy development. I repeat, Jack cuts the pizza for Nate. In this special sentence, in this model sentence, our subject is Jack because he is action doer. And our verb is cuts. Here the verb cuts is showing the action. And the direct object is the pizza because the action of cutting is being supported by pizza. And our indirect object is Nate. The pizza is cut for whom here? It's for Nate because Jack cuts the pizza for him. I think it's clear to all of you. Now the question is, what's a verb? Very basic galaxy of ideas pertaining to the sentence patterns I am trying to present for your cognitive purposes, for your learning purposes. And certainly this will enhance your proficiency in English language skills. And I must tell you that my each video is meant for, categorically meant for, slow learners or simple learners. And my each video tries to address to the pertinent question how to improve English, how to improve English language skills, I mean grammatical rules or spoken English strategies. So what's a verb? A verb is a word that usually indicates some type of action. There are two basic types of verbs in English: action verbs and linking verbs. There are two types of verbs in English. First is action verb and second is linking verb. Here, I would like to emphasize on the pivotal point that you make practice. Practice, practice, and practice. And you must know practice is the best teacher. So make regular practices. If you don't practice, you don't deserve to win. This is a quote from Andre Agassi. Second quote from Anton Chekhov. This also endorses the fact that you must be a regular practitioner in English. So you have to make practices in English, in the uses of English, in your daily life situations, in your writing and in your speech, in your conversation as well. Anton Chekhov says, knowledge is of no value unless you put it into practice. So what you have acquired, you have to use them in your practical life and you have to enforce them into practices, into the shape of practices. Another quote is practice means to perform. If you have acquired any knowledge, you have to perform, you have to accomplish. So practice means to perform over and over again in the face of all obstacles, some act of vision, of faith, of desire. Practice means Practice is a means of inviting the perfection desired. And this is a quote by Martha Graham. And I request to all of you that you make practices. And remember that I am going to make pauses between slides in order to give you a chance to jot down the important points for your practices and for your remembering. Now come to the another slide, and here again a pattern. Jane bought fruit. Here Jane is a single word, and this is noun, this is subject, this has been used in the beginning of the sentence. Bought is an action, and fruit is supporting, and it is object. So subject, verb, object. Sometimes what happens that you have to use more than one word, and one word is the principal word there, principal noun there, and that is the subject. Take the example here. My intelligent sister, Poonam, has been buying a variety of fruit. Here, the subject is not the complete clause, my intelligent sister. Here, the subject is sister, Poonam, and the verb is has been buying, and object is a variety of fruit. While summarizing or while giving a finishing touch to this video, I must tell you that there are 5 sentence class terms. S for subject, V stands for verb, O stands for object, C stands for complement, and A stands for adverb or adverbial word. And the slash, this is slash, denotes the boundary between syntactic terms, like this one, slash, this one, slash. Okay, so S stands for subject, V stands for verb, and O stands for object, and C stands for indirect complement, and A stands for adverb. And the slash between the terms denotes the boundary, denotes the limit, denotes the border between syntactic terms. My dear lovely viewers, thanks a lot for being with me, and I hope that you have followed me well, and certainly this is an award to my efforts. Thanks a lot for being with me. Again, I remind you, subscribe to this channel, make this channel a hit among the learners of English, among the average learners of English. And I would like to suggest to the viewers of my each video in this channel that you use your phone while listening to or viewing the video, and write down the significant or noted sentences, so noted points for your future references. And remember, this channel is meant for average or slow learners. My focus is always to meet the demands of average learners or slow learners, and this channel envisions to enhance the language skills of such learners. And when you derive benefits from my each video, certainly it will be a sort of encouragement to my efforts, to my endeavors. I repeat, this channel aims to or aims at enhancing English language skills of you average learners, you users of English. Have confidence, don't hesitate, don't fear, and make practices. And because this channel aims at sharpening the skills of average learners, language skills of average learners, simplicity in approaches throughout marks my each video. So, in sum, I would like to tell you that you derive maximum benefits from my each video, teaching video, and certainly it would be genuine rewards to my efforts. Thank you very much. See you. Stay healthy and keep shining. See you.